I'm gonna just go ahead and I just went ahead and pulled it up. Well, I pulled up the blue letter, and I'm gonna go to Genesis 6 and go to the third verse, and we're gonna look up the word giants. And this is something that our people don't do. It's something what most people don't do. They don't study. They don't. When it comes to these scriptures, for damn sure, they don't look up words. The scriptures say, "Blessed is he that readeth." And it's reading with understanding. Anybody can read, but blessed is he that reads these scriptures with the Rakak Kodash. And there's a saying: if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. And that is true. Our people do not like to read, especially read the scriptures. They'll read magazines. They'll read things off of social media. But when it comes to these scriptures, no way. They not looking to get into these scriptures. So, and look what this says: the corruption of mankind, and really be the corruption of the sons of the Most High. Now check it out. I said Genesis 6 and 3. I meant Genesis 6 and 4 for the word, and we're going to go into the word giants. And this goes back to Hebrews 53:03 or H 53:03, and the Hebrew word right here is napayah. So it's napayal. Okay? And then when you go to the root of this word, it's right here. It's Nepal. Now, giants is plural. So when you want to make a Hebrew word plural, you put the suffix yum on the end. So it'll be Nepal, Pala. When you put it all together, it's Nepal. And then you put to make it plural, so that it's talking about more than one, you put the yum on the end of this. Nepalium. Now let's look at it and see what it says. It says giants, the Nephilim. And that's where they get that from. When you look this word up, like I said in the English, you'll see it'll say the Nephilim, giants. But this Nephilim is really referring to the Hebrew word Nepalium. Now let's go to the root. Nepalium. Let's go to the root. Oh, dang it. And just let's read the Strong's number. This is Strong's H5307. And the word we just went into it's Nepal, but this is a plural word, so you have to put the yum on the end of this, which that would be the Yah character and the Ma character at the end of this word. And you read the Hebrew from right to left. And this is basic knowledge for us, the ones of us that teach these scriptures. And like I said, I don't know if I said it, but if I didn't, the apostles and elders and many other brothers have went into this information. So I'm just revisiting. Now look, it says to fall, lie, to be cast down, fail, to fall, prostrate oneself before, fall upon, and we can really stop right there. So this is the Nepalium is talking. When you see giants, you can put fallen ones, and it already described in the third verse that the spirit of the Most High would not. My spirit shall not always strive with man. You see, and went into how the gods were gonna become fleshly. Really putting these chains of darkness, which is these corruptible bodies that we have, which we know is just an average body, just a body, but this terrestrial, which means of the earth, this earthly body is the chains of darkness. You read that in the book of Jude. All right. So we got the understanding for giants. It's talking about the fallen ones. Now I want to get a couple of precepts here. First, I want to go to Psalm 9. What is this? 90 and 10. I think it's either 90 or 96 and 10, and we're gonna read that. I think it's yeah, it's got to be 90. Bear with me. Yes, this is okay, and this is what I was referring to earlier. This is what I was referring to earlier when I said somewhere in the book of the Psalms, it goes into the average lifespan of man. And I have the scripture. It's Psalm 90 and verse 10. It says, the days of our years are 80 years and 10. And if by reason of strength, it says the days of our years are 80. A score is 20. So 3 scores would be 60. And 10. So add 10, that'll be 70. And it says, if by reason of strength, they be 80 years. Meaning if ultimately if it be Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will, you'll make it to 80. You know, that's if you damn near taking care of yourself or taking some type of medicines to prolong your life. You know, it says, yet is their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. Okay, and then from there, just to show you, going back in verse 3, and I'm gonna read it again. It says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. And it's referring to the subject matter of the second verse, which is the sons of the Most High, which saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they took them for wives. Okay, so it's breaking it down, but the prophets have to break this down. The average person reading this wouldn't know what the hell it's talking about. And I'm not saying that in pride. I'm not saying that in pride. It is what it is, you know. It says, let me read that again. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, referring to the sons of the Most High. Yet his days shall be 120 years. And even from that, the Most High, going to Psalms 90 and 10, the Most High took our lifespan down even further to 70 to 80 years. Okay? And ultimately, what caused us to fall? Sin. Fall away from, the status of being gods on this earth. See, we still have a residue of it, but we in a low state right now. See if I can pull that back up. Double honors to the apostle. Okay, sorry about that. That was part 1. Well, that's gonna be part 1. I thought that was this still shot. But anyway, like I was saying, we still have a residue as a people of those God-like capabilities. That's why this is not said about nobody else on the planet Earth. A statement like this, activating God mode, because we are the sons of the Most High. Okay, and we just fell from our great state that we once had, and we're gonna get it back. The time is coming where we're gonna get it back and get it back for forever. And we're going to scriptures, and I'm gonna bring these scriptures out to prove it. Now, going back to, I said I want to get another precept. I think I'm just going to go ahead and read it out of the scriptures. And this is to prove that the sons of the Most High are Israelites. And go to the book of Exodus. Book of Exodus chapter 4. Because somebody can jump up and say, well, how do you know? That could be talking about anything. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. What the scriptures say through thy precepts, and this is, I believe this is out of the mouth of King David, one of King David's Psalm, and Psalm 119. It says in that chapter, it says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Also in Isaiah the 28th chapter, starting around the 8th and 9th verse, it tells you the Most High asks a question, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk, meaning that come up in the basics of the scriptures, all right? And then drawn from the breast, meaning start to grow in the knowledge of the scriptures. But you have to start off from the basics. Peter also said the same thing. I believe it's 1st or 2nd Peter, around the first, second, or third verse, where it says, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Okay? And you can get the exact, book, chapter, and verse. It's 1 Peter, I believe I think it's 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter. Or it'll have to be 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter. All right? And then it goes on, going back to the scripture in Isaiah 28, and you start around the 9th verse, really the 9th verse. And it says, the ones that are the Most High is going to teach knowledge and understanding of this doctrine are the ones that are weaned from the milk, pulled off the breast, because they're growing. And then it says precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So you have to clarify what you're saying by the scriptures. You have to break down the things that come out. We have to break down the things that come out of our mouth by the scriptures. All right? Now let's go to the book of Exodus. We're going back to showing that the sons of the Most High are the Israelites. That's what's in the scriptures. So we ain't just pulling shit out of our ass. Okay, it says it right here. Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus said the Lord Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And this is going into when we were going through the process of about to get delivered out of Egypt. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those were the people in the wilderness. In the wilderness, but we're in Egypt in bondage. All right? And we was delivered out of Egypt. We all know the story. And let me read it again. Exodus 4:22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus said the Lord Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So going back to Genesis, where it talks about the sons of the Most High saw that the daughters of men were fair and took them, the women, for wives, right? Those sons of the Most High were Israelites before we had the title Israel. Because what does the word Israel mean? He, Prince, power. He's the Prince of God. And we're going to get more scripture. Go to Psalm 29:1. The book of Psalm, the 29th chapter, or the 29th Psalm, really. And the first verse. Hold on. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go to that scripture. I'm going to go to, I'm going to skip that for the sake of time. I'm going to go to the book of Psalm 86. Psalm 86. I think 82, not 86. I'm sorry. Psalm 82 and verse 6. Let's read that. It says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Who are the children of the Most High? Or the sons and daughters, with the sons cover the daughters of the Most High, are the Israelites. Okay? And it says, we are gods. In other words, the Nephilim, the fallen ones that had that God, like we had that power. We had major power on the earth. Now we just have a remnant, a little residue of power that we're able to show in the planet Earth. Okay? And we're going to get that God-like status back in a major way, beyond our wildest imagination. We talk about it, but that's only a glimpse, of how the Most High is really going to, raise up his people with power, the Israelites. And starting with the elect, can't forget that. Starting with the elect. Now, somebody may say, well, that's not enough. Well, I'm going to bring this scripture out in the book of Matthew chapter 22 to show you that angels don't, in the spiritual realm where spirits dwell, which are angels, okay, they don't have sex. And we're going to get the scripture on it. It's Matthew chapter 22. And I'm going to just get to the point. You can go read the account, but I'm going to get to the point. It says, Yahushua, this is Matthew 22:29. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures. You can go read the account of what is being talked about. It says, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. It says, for in the resurrection, and what's the resurrection? The resurrection means, to rise. Okay? The word resurrection means, so when you go back, and I'm not going to go into it, like I said, you go back and read the account. All right? It's in the word, now let's deal with the word resurrection. It means a rising up, or to rise up. Okay? So it says, and what's that talking about? When the spirit leaves the body and goes to the spiritual realm. All spirits go to the same place. You read that in the book of Job, the 3rd chapter. There's no such thing as hell. That's another topic, okay? Another topic for another time. All spirits go to the same place. So the rising up is talking about the spirit rising up out the body and going to the spirit, where the Most High taking that spirit, and that spirit going back to the spiritual realm, okay, or the spirit world. And let's read it. Let's go back to Matthew 23 and 30. It says, for in the resurrection they neither marry. So in the spirit world, they neither marry, meaning what? Sex. The way you marry, which the average person here in this world doesn't know what the word marry mean. Well, most people don't know what the word marry mean. Married, where the word marriage means join together, but in this sense, it's talking about how man and woman are joined together is through, or married is through the act of sex. Okay? So it says, for in the resurrection, they neither marry, meaning spirits, when they rise up out the body and go to the spirit realm, it says they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. Okay? So that, going back to Genesis 6, we read the scriptures say that spirits don't have sex. So we know that these sons of God, these giants, the Nephilim, same, talking about the same people, just different titles. Nephilim meaning what? Fallen ones. The ones that fell from that state of great power, and our bodies were on a whole nother level. You see, we wasn't in these weak bodies. All right? In supernatural bodies, so to speak. Right? And whoever the son, well, we know the sons of the Most High, or us, the Israelites, went through the scriptures and showed it. That was us, because spirits don't sleep. Spirits don't have sex. So that doctrine about the sons of God, which they saying angels came down from the spirit world and or from heaven and slept with women on this earth and created the Nephilim, they don't know what the hell they talking about. But the point of me bringing that scripture out, going into this, is because of this title I seen, Activating God Mode, and it's showing who? Jakes, Israelites, because we still have a residue of those godlike capabilities. Okay? That's why those announcers be losing their fucking mind when they're analyzing, professional sports, even college sports, okay, or boxing. Well, that's a professional sport, I'm thinking of like basketball, football, but yeah, boxing, all of that stuff, because they're seeing God, fallen gods in action, man. But we're gonna get that power back. Go to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, towards the end of that verse, which that whole chapter is going into the different types of bodies. Okay, well, a lot of that chapter is, I won't say the whole chapter, but a lot of that chapter is going into that. Okay. Anyway, that's the video. Lord willing, that's the end of this video. Lord willing, it was edifying. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai willing, it was edifying. And until the next one, I say shalom.